I'm Kublai Khan, the Great Khan. My lands stretch from sunrise to sunset. I reach out my hand, and all men tremble. I ride with the Horde at my back. We conquer everything before us. We attack. We conquer. We are fearless and unstoppable. From the far Danube to the heart of ancient China, we ride and no enemy is left alive. My warriors? Ha! There are none greater in all the world. And these samurai will stand against us. Us! They are fools and will die like fools. Their Japan will be mine. This I promise.
Doesn't that just make the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Napoleon Complex, and welcome to Shogun Total War, Mongol Invasion. So our forces have landed in Kyushu province successfully, and the conquest of Japan has begun. So the Japanese are going to try and stop our landing, but they won't succeed. I'll command the attack personally. So this is an old game now. It came out back in very early the 2000s. I think it might have come out in 2000 in fact. But it's still, in my opinion, a fantastic game. So there's our Japanese enemy. And we are going to go and sort them out. Let's see. Place my Korean spearmen in the center. And the guardsmen out in the flanks. Now, just making life even more difficult for myself is the fact that the unit scale is set to 60. And that means that the enemy will be able to recruit a unit every turn. I believe that means... Well, now to be fair, I don't know if I get more reinforcements from China and Korea as well. Because, of course, the Mongols at this point occupied China under Kublai Khan. But if we do not get extra reinforcements, extra numbers of units, then I'll just have to deal with a harder campaign. Wow, they came out quickly. Are they already? I think they're already withdrawing. Charge! That's the first time I've ever seen them do this. I've never... No, wait, they're not retreating, they're just drawing up in the hill. Unfortunate. I've never seen them do this either. Normally they fight around this area of the hill. Oh good, that means I get to show something new, something that people who have played this game before may not have seen from the AI. Let's see. What I think I'll do is I'll send my Korean guardsmen up the hill. Alongside the right flank of the cavalry. Sure, I know where the boundaries of the map are. Battlefield actually seems to extend quite a long way out in this direction. I thought the borders of the map were closer than this. Hence why the move surprised me so much. The AI does tend to position quite close to the sides of the map. I'll move my cavalry around to here. And the skirmishers, well, they can just drop in front of the infantry, I suppose. On the higher ground, though, we want to make use of their javelins. How's my formation looking after all of that? Could be worse. At least all that running around is going to exhaust the enemy. Well, these long lines aren't much good. Let's get into a better formation. Now, these light horse are good in melee as well. And with the enemy's large number of bowmen, that's just as well. Because we probably don't want to get into a shootout with the Japanese here. Let's keep well away from those crossbows for the moment. I want them to get as far away from supporting fire as possible. And if they turn back, well, we'll have to march all the way up the hill. Which works for me fine. But let's get those infantry up into position, unless I need to look out for that Yari cavalry. Keep drawing back. In fact, actually, we may be able to overwhelm them here, just with sheer arrow fire. Try and focus on one side of the battlefield at one time. Hold them back. I don't think this Japanese army has much will left to live. Mongol troops are much, much higher quality, and they seem to have some kind of fear effect on the Japanese as well. As I don't think... I swear Japanese morale is not normally this fragile. They had nothing. What's going on here? These guys are taking fairly... They're getting hit by archer fire. The only problem with fighting the enemy at this end of the battlefield is that the enemy will probably get most of their army away, just due to the fact that they were close to the edge of the map, which is very unfortunate. And most of these units we can't pursue anymore. It's a successful landing, but this battle doesn't count for much. The main thing is that we preserved most of our army. There are a lot of Japanese between us and Kyoto. 23 casualties. Not a terrible start. Start building border watchtowers. Unrest is going to be a pain for a while. Well, we won't consolidate casualties just yet. I'd rather have the individual units. Let's see. I think I should be able to take Chikugo with just these units. And that will allow the rest of the army to go here. Leave a few units back in Chikuzen to keep order. We cannot afford to build these towers everywhere. But you know what? I'll save them. Chikugo will be a better place to build them anyway. Light rain is probably about as good as it's going to get. If you're made nervous by the bridge battle, don't be. This one will be easy. Because we have the world's best skirmishers. The javelins in this game are amazing. Just come closer. They're not usually that persistent. I thought skirmishman would take care of it, I forgot that you actually have to hit the withdraw button to get them to fall back on bridges. Just a little trick I picked up through years of play. No, don't do that. Didn't think they'd actually chase us off across the bridge. Well, Christ, lads, are you coming or going? This is proving trickier than I thought. Right, hit them while they're out formation. We need to break the morale. We won't win a prolonged fight against... There we go. Try and pull them out of the way, I don't really want to get hit by these troops from the front. Now we can go after them.
The enemy general has fallen, Great Khan. Let us take his skull as a drinking cup. Ding-dong!
Now cut them down. They are not hanging around. They know which way this battle's gone. We ended up losing a few skirmishers from that fight. But they'll be buried in Kriya with full honours. Look at those axes. Look at them go. And of course we get a lot of experience for this as well. Magnificent, and now the Japanese army is cut off. Oh, almost 2-1. So, not really an even fight. They'll need at least 3-1 to be dangerous. Probably counts more against the Japanese. I'm relying more on our melee capabilities. Right. Let's grab the key terrain first. No, second thoughts. Have our right flank form up. Alright, and make that the stronger part of the army. We'll have the guardsmen out in front and the spears to the side. The skirmishers covering the flanks of the infantry force. Cover in the left flank and take this area here. So as you'd expect, this is really my initial force is really just the reconnaissance party, and as you might have expected, it's not. We are massively outnumbered by the Japanese at this point. Let's see, this situation seems to be developing quickly. Let's try and make some progress around their flanks. Don't like that we're already under fire. Clunky controls, I'm trying to avoid pausing. The enemy seem to have weighted this flank. Fall back into the forest until I can work out what to do with you. Where did they come from? Uh-oh. Right, enough problems with the controls. Engage the enemy center. Bring the cavalry sweeping in behind them. Could Could it be any less clear what's actually going on? This is not going as planned. Don't know what happened to them. Okay, maybe it was a little hard. It has gone to plan, it was just a bit messy. But like I said, we are badly outnumbered, so we can't afford to take heavy casualties. Excellent. Excellent. Well, our infantry suffered quite badly there. And of course that gives me less troops to occupy the country with. Pull back. Don't want you fighting those horse archers on your own. Once this army's gone, that'll be it. We don't have to worry about them escaping anywhere. That's what the operation in Chikugo was about. Whoops. Come away from them. Unless they can be convinced to run away. Well, run away then! Goodness, skirmish mode is unresponsive in this game. Jesus. I've seen more orderly retreats during a rout. But we got there eventually. What are we facing here? Pull the left flank back towards the infantry. Of course. Been playing this game for years, you would have thought I'd have the controls down by now, but no. Can't believe they stood their ground. No, wait, they do actually seem to have broken. Seems my other unit skirmisher seems to be nowhere to be found. Darn, they responded quickly to that. Good, stop those samurai archers from firing. I think that's the last of them. Anything else? Anyone else? It's always eerie when the battles are coming to an end. Right, public order is going to be a nightmare. Start building the forts at Chikugo. Let's see. Will I attack and take the settlement? 177, I think I may as well end it quickly. Let's see. I think I should be okay to bring the cavalry back. That'll leave the infantry to win the siege. Of course, due to the unrest, and now I will consolidate my cavalry regiments. Well, that was pointless. I'll send half of them to Chikuzen and half of them to Chikugo. Right. And this may be as far as we get this year. Because I know there are more Japanese on the way. Light snow all day is no problem for me. Unfortunately, it looks like the samurai archers that the enemy commander decided to bring into the settlement. We probably don't want to move up the guardsmen until we have to, because our skirmishers have large shields. Ah, hell. Looks like we're fighting a battle outside the castle after all. And look at it, it doesn't look like they've got any infantry units in the settlement. We want to sweep around their flanks and cut them off. I don't want to fight these guys in the castle as well. Or they could just withdraw. That's extremely annoying. That's a good idea and also extremely annoying. Those crossbows will cause us huge casualties. Jesus! Now I thought this was going to be an easy assault. The enemy seem to have just the right mix of units to make this very difficult. Yes, that's right, Luke. Waste all of our javelins on the Ariashigaru. Genius. That's not a type of unit you want to get into a shootout with. Try and charge them down.
The enemy general is running for his life, Great Khan. He will have to run far and fast to escape his shame.
Right. This is one situation where we do actually want to use our javelins.
Let us take his skull as a drinking cup.
Could you guys be any worse at throwing javelins? Right, up the guard. Come on, they are archers, you're armed with glaives. Could we lose this? What are they having so much difficulty with? They're actually running away. And that's another misclick. Come on, push them back. They're cavalry for Pete's sake. Alright, cavalry and some incredibly deadly archers. I thought this was going to be such a breeze. I should have sieged this out. I don't like losing so many soldiers early on in the campaign. Oh, come on! You unbelievable cowards! Mind you, I can't blame them. At this point they must think they're fighting gods, not men. I have no idea what mechanic is that's at work that's allowing them to kill this many of us. Although castle assaults are notoriously bloody affairs in the early Total Wars. Looks like we might finally be overwhelming them now. These guys look like they'll break if someone so much as looks in the wrong direction as them. Press up. Trying to finish them off. Stop those Ashigarus from shooting us on the side. I think I may have underestimated the Japanese a little bit. Easy done. We could not afford that. Public order will still be a problem. That should improve things. Not by as much as I hoped. Right. Let's take the cavalry on into Bungo. That is a welcome sight. So we've drawn from Bungo and from Chikuga. Really? Oh, so I know where they're going. I think we may have cut off the forces in Busan. Okay, let's take a look. Well, we know that area's pacified now. Where do I want to send this army? It's going to be key. The more time passes, the better public order we'll get, but I need to press on to cause casualties. I think I need to consolidate my gains in Kyushu first, and then move onwards. For the moment, I think I'll build some watchtowers in Bungo as well. Seeing as we're taking care of unrest in Chikuga, I may as well spearhead and advance into Higa. Although they've got a strong army there. No, we won't take that fight just now. Move the horsemen up. Iwami's another good place to build towers. But we want to send as much loot home as possible so we get more soldiers. Because it's soldiers, not towers, that will capture Japan. I know there's more where that came from. So the next thing the Japanese will start doing is pouring reinforcements into Aki. God, is unrest still this bad? I suppose I shouldn't be that surprised. Let's make sure that we take our best units on. Most of these seem like garrison troops. Good. And even more soldiers arrive. Now, I don't know the exact mechanics, but I do know that the more koku you can send back to, koku being the currency, you can send back to China, the more reinforcements you get. But I do not know the exact mechanic for that. And they are hiding on top of a massive hill. This is probably the one type of terrain I can't beat the Japanese army on. I need to draw them out of those woods. You can see them on the mini-map. What kind of units are we dealing with here? The Ashigara crossbowmen we might be able to beat. But we know there's a lot more in there. Or maybe not. Maybe just 2 units of Yari Ashigara crossbowmen. Of Ashigara crossbowmen. I keep saying Yari because I'm used to the other kind of Ashigara militia. The ones with spears. Yari being the type of pike that was prevalent during the Sengoku Jidai period, which happened far later, because this campaign takes place, well, see there's the Yari Ashigara. Now we can't beat them in the forest. I need to stay away from them. Ah, we threw them into panic anyway. No point in having a strong defensive position if your men don't have the courage and discipline to hold it. Ah, another one to add to the skull collection. You know how hard keeping that thing spring cleaned is? Good. Money's always good. Any fight that's even numbers is going to be a piece of cake. So I mean, yes, we're making progress, all may seem well and good, but as I said, this campaign is going to get progressively harder, and you saw that massive army which landed in northern Honshu. So there are 4 main islands in Japan. There's the main island of Honshu, which is the largest one. You've got Kyushu, and you've got Hokkaido in the north, which isn't in fact part of Japan in this period. Let's see. There's an I forget the name of the 4th island. Try and position our skirmishers in the trees, and then they'll have even more cover. I think I'm going to try to reach right around this force. Try and get at their general. Because the Mongol soldiers are amazing if you can use them correctly. We should be able to shatter this Japanese force without almost no casualties, but only if we're careful. And of course the AI is smart enough to not just let us do that. Wait until they actually start firing at us. Well, that worked well. Right. You don't want to come to blows with their spears. That's what these guys are for. I think with all that going wrong for their army, the Yari samurai shouldn't stay in contact too much longer. Yep, they're going. And eventually the entire army just breaks apart. Not a good day for the Japanese. Now if I can just keep unrest under control, I'll be fine. Hope it didn't interrupt the recording too much. Piece of cake. Higo is, oddly enough, fine. Unrest is spreading through Chikuzen though. That is a lot of Japanese. Send any help we can to Owami. That's not a lot of Mongols holding back a lot of Japanese. Build watchtowers in Hyuga, that's a good province for them. Because the spies from them will be able to reach 5 different provinces. I can't just spam towers everywhere, but I don't want to build nothing as well. Alright, more reinforcements. Excellent. Numbered almost 3-1. Let's try it. I may end up withdrawing. I really need to wait for the next batch of reinforcements now. That and finish conquering Kyushu. Let's see. This is the main geographical feature of the battlefield. This forest could prove important. Hide a unit of spearmen in here. I'd actually like to keep the cavalry together for once. Our cavalry won't be able to beat that. But it does give me an idea. I hope this isn't a trap. Why fight the whole force if we can fight them piecemeal? I don't like what's going on here. Not much I can do for them though. Unfortunately, nothing's faster than the Yari cavalry. How did those Yari Ashigaru get past all of that? Never mind, it's broken anyway, thankfully. Excellent. With the enemy cavalry all but gone, this should be much easier. Cut those down. Never going to catch the horse archers anyway. Right, form up. We've still got a battle to fight. Enemy cavalry were only part of it. Looks like we've already got a fight coming our way. That should weaken the enemy's front line. I'm not launching them into that wall of Yaris. Dear God, that's a lot of Japanese. We need to try and roll their flanks. And see the enemy commander on the hill. Pull the infantry back. Try and hit them with the javelins. We need to avoid the brunt of their army until until we can win the flanks. Gonna go for their general. My goodness, are they caving already? Well, with so much of their army peeling away. This was a poor fight to take. This is a little concerning. Don't just stand under fire. Oh. Okay, this obviously isn't working. How the heck did this happen? Blasted Yari's rallied. So right now I have troops, my troops who should be fighting the archers are fighting the spearmen. The troops who should be fighting the spearmen are fighting the archers. Very clever. And they came back. The enemy had managed to rally their forces together. Just too many of them for me to keep running at one time. I didn't have the skill to manage the situation. Right, they should break soon under that kind of pressure. I think. Come on. Good. Okay. Cracks are definitely appearing now. If we can kill their general, that'll be the coup de grace. And we need a coup de grace. Remember, this was just the first wave. They'll attack again next season.
General has fallen, Great Khan. Let us take his skull as a drinking cup.
Great. They won't be coming back after that. Try to bring down the enemy archers now. Oh, damn it, they rallied again. I wish they'd stop doing that. Wait. Alright. I am going to make Japan mine, and there's nothing that these samurai can do about it. I don't care what body count I leave in my way. So it is all getting a bit bloodthirsty. How's the weather in your part of the world? Surely there can't be more. Okay. Let's just bring the army together. They're the ones who are attacking us. So they're still out there, they have to come to us. There we go. Okay, folks. Well, I think we conquered about a tenth of Japan today, which seems like a good start. I've been Napoleon Complex. If you've enjoyed this adventure, then please consider leaving a like and subscribing. For now, farewell.